Good morning, everyone. Saturday morning. I think half of the world has arrived in Cornwall overnight. You should hear the traffic out there this morning. Masses of it, and it's miserable and wet. I feel quite sorry for them all. What the hell are they going to do? Because a lot of the places aren't open yet. Never mind. It is what it is. I shall be hibernating from the masses, I have to say. Yesterday, I think I sort of created a bit of a stir, and I didn't really mean to, on my Facebook page. Because I was just thinking, do you know what? I don't half miss people. My job is teaching in person, people. That's what I do. Talks, things like that, encouraging, shows where there's full of people. It's what I do. And I'm not allowed to do this, and I haven't been able to do it for months, obviously. And there's no foreseeable look to it other than maybe just 3 or 4 people at a time, which is not really what I do, but it's what I'm going to have to do. And I sort of expressed the interest yesterday, or the thought yesterday, that, do you know what? I could be really quite depressed about this if I wanted to, because my livelihood has been taken away from me, as has many other people's. Hence you see me trying to make things and sew fabric and stuff, having to reinvent how I work. Yeah, so what I'm going to put out there to everybody, first of all, I didn't mean to scare anybody, because I'm all right. I could be depressed if I wanted to be depressed, but where's the point? Life ain't going to change. I've got to make the change if it's going to happen. So somebody suggested to me the other day, they because I'd had a booking cancelled a while ago, did I want to do them a presentation for their group on a Zoom meeting? Now, I've never done that before, but we're going to have a go. So maybe that's the way people would like me to perhaps do some classes or some demos or something. And instead of me literally coming in to wherever you are, if your group's meeting via Zoom or Team, or there's quite a few different where you all sort of log on and you're looking at a screen and there's bits and pieces of you all. If you want me to do you a private presentation or a demo or a class via that sort of a method, let's give it a go. Do you know what? I know I'm not there looking over your shoulder going, is that okay? Oh, and me. And the worst thing, do you know what I really miss about classes? Is once I've got you all going and you're doing and you're busy, I wander around the place and I nose at all your fabric. And a lot of you all have found me delving into, oh, look at all of this in your bag, or sort of on the side of your desk or whatever, because I'm nosy as hell. And it's fabric and I have to have a little look. So you see, things like that I so miss. I really do so miss. But you know what? If we're not allowed to do that for a while, and I have to say, I think I've had just about every single class and majority of the shows, and I would think probably come the end, all of the shows for this year cancelled. So that's literally my livelihood taken away from me. So I need to reinvent this. So if anybody's groups are sort of finding their ways around doing things, let me know. If I can come and play, if you've got a village hall that's nicely set out, because they're starting to do this, and that you're able to re-meet and things, and you want me to come and play, oh, just shout me, please, please, please. I would love to come. If not, as I say, Zoom. Unfortunately, with the majority of the people that like patchwork and quilting, and I hate to say this is a generalisation, but most of us are older, and a lot of us are in the groups, the vulnerable groups, aren't we? So, you know, we're not allowed out yet. And that's a bit depressing if you stop and think about it. So I'm not going to stop and think about it after yesterday's little, I feel sorry for myself, I'm all right, but oh my God, I miss people. So now I'm just going to get on with it, all right? So there we are. If you've got any other thoughts or anything you want doing, shout me. There we go. Anyway, over to my shoulder here, or over my shoulder here, I should say. I should have put it up the other day for you. This is Garden Blooms. All right, so this was the last mystery quilt. So I'm just waving at someone trying to come in the cupboard. I've just told them to go away for a minute because I'm talking to all of you. Isn't that rude? Never mind. I'll talk to him later. That's Garden Blooms. All right, so that was the last mystery quilt that's just become public last week. I'm quietly chuffed with that. I used all Makower Fabrics, I have to say, but you can do it as a scrap and stash, you know, all sorts of everything there. Now there is a pattern for that, obviously when I send them out, they go out monthly, all sort of done up nicely with a full-size pattern. I've rewritten this so that it's into a booklet. I think it's 18 colour page booklet with something like 22, 24 A3 pattern, well, like part patterns, because you have to put together some of them. So there's masses you get, and I think it was 30 quid it worked out to. Not sure. I know it's over in my UK Quilters United shop, if anybody's looking. I will at some point in the near future, if I can figure it out, I'll stick it into my website shop as well. All right, I went to do it the other day and then got sidetracked into something else, and I don't think I did it now I'm thinking about it. So I will have to have a little look at that later for you. All right, so that's Garden Blooms. And like I went on the other day, the next mystery quilt, and I'll keep on about this, will be starting 20th or thereabouts of July. Okay, you can now sign up for that. All right, over on UK Quilters United, you'll find my blog over there in the mystery section, and within that I sort of have written and explained what's what, and then the sign up is in my UK Quilters website shop there, or on my own website shop. Okay, that's going to kick off on the 20th. All right, so what are we today? We're the 4th, aren't we? So we've got another couple of weeks that you can sign up, and the payment for it is in 2 parts. So if you're feeling well off, you can do it all at once, or you can do half and half. All right, the next one also has embroideries in them. Okay, within the block there's either an embroidery, or you can do it as a textile pen drawing. Okay, they will obviously come out as a pattern each month. We're doing it over 6 months, so it's 2 blocks per month. But those embroideries, you can either copy them off the pattern for yourself, or if anybody fancies it, I'm actually going to draw sets of them. Okay, so that you can either leave them as a drawing and they're signed, I'll sign them, or you can do an embroidery over the top of them. So really it's totally up to you what you're going to do there. Okay, so for those of you that aren't too struck at having to do that yourself, I'm happy to do that for you. Obviously there's a charge for it, but having said that, also if you're just into embroideries, you might like an English Country Garden's worth of embroideries. There's 9 of them, and so again you can give me a shout and I'll do you a full set. It's not an issue. All right, so that's the new one. As I say, you'll find that in my shop and over on UK Quilters United in my shop, and it's called English Country Garden. Okay, I've used masses of Tilda fabrics in mine, which I think look superb. It's not my normal sort of a thing. It looks quite twee for me, which is good. It's a change. There's all sorts of techniques in it, and there's more than one way of doing just about all of it. All right, so if you're not too struck on one thing, you can do it in another way. It's fine. Like most of my stuff, you know what? Design developments are good. You make it usable for you, not necessarily what I'm doing. All right, so that's the next one. Now, Witter Quilt, Logcabin variation. Well, I did, I've got bits and pieces lurking here. I did get round in the end and finish off my last block. All right, so that was block number 3. Okay, now today's block I've cut out ready. I don't know if I'm going to pull them forward so that hopefully you can see. I've got a whole pile of long dark ones and a whole pile of lighter ones. Okay, and my cow, got my cow in the middle. Now I want you to get used to working a little bit smaller, because I've got a couple of ideas in my head that I want to do for blocks further on. So I just want to get you into the idea of inch is good, let's go a bit smaller. But we're just going to do it random, a bit like we did in one of the previous Witter quilts. Excuse me, that was my cup of coffee. I do apologise. So you can have the cow in the middle, and then you're going to have 1/2 dark, 1/2 light. So this is my dark pile. Now these have all been cut, these strips, at either 1 inch or 1.5. Okay, so if you've cut them at 1 inch, you're going to get a little 1/2 inch strip. 1.5, you'll get a 1 inch strip like we've been doing. All right, so going to do the same thing as before. Chop, do, chop, and then go over to the light pile, 2 lights. Okay, I just want you to pick them up randomly. Don't care how many fabrics you've put in there, doesn't matter. Go through your scraps. Okay, So it's dark, dark, light, light, dark, dark, light, light. Every single strip in this block could be different if that's what you want to do. But I want them as a mix of 1 inch and 1.5 that you're cutting, okay? And then you've got to sort of balance yourself as you go and try and get that in the middle. If it don't come up in the middle, it doesn't matter. Absolutely fine, all right? So it's a bit random going on here. You know how I like me random, we do. So I've just literally I've gone through my scrapbook box there and I've pulled out some of the ones that I've already used and some that I haven't, and odd bits, thin bits, fat bits, whatever, and the same over here. And as I say, we're going to have dark, dark, light, light, dark, dark, light, light. Also, mine just happens to be blue, blue, greeny, pink, greeny, pink. Is that a word? Greeny, pink, greeny, pink. I say that because it's green with pinky bits. And then there's another one, green with pinky bits. And I've got a bit of grey in there as well. But that's all pale colours. So mine has sort of fallen into two colour sides as well. So mine's gone sort of greeny-ish and blue. Alright. So that's your next block. As I say, do work a bit smaller. If you want to do them all at 1 inch, then that would be good. What I want to do is get you going a little bit fiddlier, because I've got a couple of ideas for blocks further on. I'm not sure if they're going to work. Like most of my stuff, you don't know until you try. But I need you to work a little bit smaller to see, is it actually going to do what I want it to do? Okay, so that will be block number 4 of Witter Quilt 5, which is variation on log cabins. Is that good? There we are. Right, I'm going to move my coffee out of the way. That's all there ready to go, and I'll play with that in a bit and put that together. Now, the reason that this Witter today is a little bit later is because I had a haircut first thing. Oh, that was just fabulous. But do you know what? I've been whinging, haven't I, for weeks that it's too long and I didn't want and I didn't like and all the rest of it. Do you know what? I've left it. Look, it's all still tucking behind my ears, but he's taken all of the bulk and the weight out of it and made it look presentable. So actually, my lockdown haircut is just carrying on. I quite like it now. I've actually managed to grow it. It's one of those things, you have things as something, or with hair anyway, short for so long, it takes a long time to grow out, and it's like that middle stage is horrible, isn't it? Done it. All good. So I got a new haircut this morning. It's what comes of having friends that are hairdressers. It's very handy. First day, first appointment, it was me and I was there and love him. He's a darling. He says, well, you've got friends, see. Keep your hairdressers close to your art is what I say. So what else have I been doing this week? Right, so some of you will have seen, there we go, there's my latest actual finished product for you. That's my Tree of Life. Okay, now he's a bit fat, I'll show you why in a minute. He now comes as, there's a pattern, there's a kit. Okay, now these kits are limited with these fabrics, all right? So I've only got a couple, 3 more of those left. So if anybody wants, you need to get over to my website, pretty sharpish, get your kits. But having said that, I have got other fabrics that will work just as well, but they will be different to this. So actually, if you think, oh, I love the pattern, I like the idea of a kit, not struck on one of them, ask me. Stands a chance I've got something behind that'll do the job, and I'm happy to cut you a kit. It's not a problem. All right, so kit, patterns are all £9, all my patterns. This one's worked out at 30. All right, so you've got all the fabric in there, enough for reverse applique front. Okay, so you've got 3 layers of fabric going on there. Your borders, and I call that little black bit a frame, but you've also got enough black to do the back of your cushion, or if you want it as a panel, the back of your panel. And I'll tell you why, look, and I'll show you, because I'm going to have mine as a panel. Says she, pulling out a cushion that I just grabbed earlier. There we go. Just happens to be one of the Witter Quilt cushions. It's good, eh? You can go over there for a minute, on the floor with Tom. I'm going to have mine just as a panel. Obviously the sample's been made as either or. But there we are. Is he up the right way? Have I got him up the right way? No, I've not. Let me get him up the right way for you. There we are. There is my tree of life. Now, my mate Sarah said to me, oh, can you do a tree of life with that there boutique? Ooh. And I did. So I did it in reverse plique. So reverse plique, layering up your layers of fabric with machining in your design and chopping it away to reveal what's underneath. Nothing majorly stressful or... No, actually, I won't say that. Nothing majorly difficult. It can be stressful if you've never done it before, and you can get a little bit, how do I do this? Which is why I normally come out and teach you it all. You're just going to have to take my word on it. It's fine. You can do it. But having said that, you could always just do this one as a plique. Whatever suits you. All right? But yeah, so as I say, there's the pattern. There's the pattern and the kit all together. So that was Sarah's idea. She wanted one doing. So I did all the top of it. And then my mate Carol was here the other day. Doing the distance thing over the... and I, what's that? What's that? And I showed her. Oh, shall I finish that off for you? So she took it and finished it off for me. How good is that? Bless that. Meant I was doing something else then. So lucky to have people like that. So lucky. So half of the world has arrived in Cornwall this morning, including some of our quilting type friends who are staying over on the other coast. Hopefully we'll get a distance visitation. So that's Andy from Crafty UK. Hello Andy and Joe. And Angie, who comes in occasionally. And Karen's come all the way down, which is lovely. As I say, hopefully I'll catch up with you next week at the distance thing. And I hope you have a lovely time. And I hope it... Well, actually, if it's raining for you, it doesn't matter so much because you're down here stitching and doing, aren't you? So that's all lovely. Have a nice time. There was someone else I meant to mention this week, and do you know what? My brain has just sort of fluttered off and by. Lots of lovely comments yesterday, thank you folks. And more importantly, how cool some of those photos of the things that you're doing. Thank you for spreading those. Carry on, please post as many of your pictures and things as you would like. Obviously if they're a bit inappropriate I might remove them. So nice quilty pictures please. Quilty fabric pictures is what we like. Or cats. We like cats too. And dogs. We don't mind dogs. In fact, you know what? Any animals. We like animals. Animals are good. Animals 9 times out of 10 are nicer than the humans, I feel. There we go. So I'm going to leave you to it. You know what you're doing for your block number 4. And I'll see you probably Wednesday. Might be a day before, might be a day after. I'm going to aim for Wednesday though. All right. And what I'm going to say is, get on out there and do your exercise because we're allowed out and about a bit more, aren't we? So that would be good. Maybe a few classes and things are starting up again. I don't know. Depends where you are and how much space you've all got. Saying hello to everyone, talking to everyone. Well, we've been doing a lot of that one way or another, I think, haven't we? Which is lovely. And supporting of each other. And what's the other one? Tidying. Do you know what? I ain't got a lot left to tidy because I think everything inside's been tidy. Maybe that's why I'm not depressed. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit down to normal. I've had to tidy so much and throw so much stuff away, which is so alien. Because I am a hoarder. I like my stuff. As most people know, I like stuff. I do. And I've had to redistribute stuff. And that's traumatic for me. It really is. It's quite traumatic. I think I said 8 black sacks down to the local school. 10 black sacks that went off to Linus Project and the like. 4 sacks that went off to Wendy for Wendy's bags, which are all for charity. I mean, that's frightening, isn't it? That's just, I've got too much stuff. But anyway, so there we go. Bit of tidying. I'm going to leave you to it now. All right, you've listened to me enough this morning. I've just seemed to have whinged and ranted and all sorts. So go off, be lovely, have a fabulous weekend, and I'll talk to you in the middle of the week next week. Take care.